What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rick's Righteous at it again with another episode of All Eyes on Raph, episode 16. So this one I'm going to be wrapping up and recapping the newest episode in Walking Dead. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Don't be watching videos. It's going to, kind of like spoil you, as they say. But anyway, the last episode was called Bury Me Here. And it had to do with Richard. Those were the key characters. Richard, Benjamin, the Kingsman, Ezekiel. And it was basically a lot of Morgan and a lot of the Alexandrians. So the Saviors kept coming and they kept going over there to pick up some food and stuff like that, vegetables. And they were trying to see what was going on with them because, as you guys know, in the last episode, there was some friction there. Some long-haired dude from the Saviors was having beef with Richard, which is basically the Kingsman's guard. He's like one of the top dudes. And they've been having beef. So before all this happens, Richard, the Kingsman, alludes to a lot of things. He starts to prepare Morgan. He's like, dude, you're going to have to get ready to kill because these things are happening here, and you shouldn't feel bad if it happens because we're gonna get into war. And Morgan's kind of tripped out. He's like, he's not knowing what to do. Everything's still kind of normal. Benjamin's asking questions and things like that, and all that time, they start to walk by before they set up the meeting with the Saviors. There's like all these little hints and stuff, and it's very deceptive. It's hard to understand because at first I didn't understand what was going on, and they had the book bag, and this was in the last episode, but I still couldn't see it, and they had the book bag of Richard's daughter and sign "Bury Me Here" and all this stuff. So they go and check out the meeting, whatever. The guy's like, yo, there's only 11 here, cantaloupes, what's going on? And he's like, no, it's impossible, this is the Kingsman. He's like, the king, Ezekiel. He's saying, yo, this is impossible. I counted it myself. He's like, nope, it's not impossible because there's only 11 here. Well, the king's like, yo, don't worry about it. I'll go get more for you, and I'll double the number. Don't worry about it. And he's like, no, you guys got to understand what's going on here. You guys been screwing around a lot, and you're going to have to pay. Boom, guns drawn. Give us your guns. So then they take their guns, and then boom, again, guns drawn, and the long-haired dude takes it a little bit further, shoots Benjamin in the artery. So the problem with that is that Richard had the gun aimed at his face first. Now, the long-haired guy and Richard both been having beef, as you know. You wouldn't be watching this unless you didn't know. But he shoots Benjamin in the artery, and you know how that goes. If you don't get to a medic in 10 minutes and you don't get stitched up, get that thing worked on real quick, or if you're not in basically Armageddon types of lifestyle where you have nothing and all you have is zombies and stuff like that, you can't get that figured out. So he's probably gonna die, and we all know this. And they take him back. They didn't save him, and it sucked because he died, and he was really good character. But that plan wasn't supposed to go like that. Richard was saying that he was like, yo, I didn't think it was going to go like that. Morgan runs into his room. He's like, pack your shit, it's time to go. Richard's like, yo, I didn't feel that it was going to happen like that. I'm sorry, But no, Morgan's not with it. He's kind of listening to him, and he's listening to his whole plan, and he's just like, you know what? I don't understand why he did this, but he's making some sense. Richard tried doing this with Daryl, but it's hard because he's conflicted. He's all over the place. He was basically left in a damn cage and told to eat dog crap for months and listening to the same music. So his brain is all somewhere else. He didn't know what to do. Richard's just trying to find someone to listen to him. And then in the next meeting, Morgan goes and basically chokes him out, beats the crap out of him in front of everybody, chokes him out, and everybody's like, whoa, what the hell just happened? And Morgan's like, he's the one that did all this. He's the reason why this happened. So I want you guys to understand that we're gonna be here tomorrow and everything's gonna be good. The Savior guys are like, cool. So they leave off, everything's all good. Ezekiel's like, what the hell was that? But then, they start to talk and then everything gets kind of squashed out. So then Morgan's basically starts planning everything and he's like, yo, we gotta start preparing everybody. So then he goes and sees Carol, I'm sorry, and they start talking, and then all of a sudden he tells her about everything that happens, and it's crazy. Like, she finally finds out after everything. It's basically been like almost half of a season, and she hasn't known anything. So he tells her about Benjamin, he tells her about everything, and then she's like, you know what, it's a wrap, He's like, well, if you want to come, you can come, it doesn't matter, it's cool. And then she's like, no, you should stay here with me, because she's thinking that he's too emotional. But the thing is that Carol doesn't understand where it's at. He's ready to go to war, and then she's like, you know what, I need to be ready to go to war. So that's how it ends. I thought it was a really good episode. It wasn't a filler type of episode, it was a real one. And I gotta say that I appreciate these kind of episodes, but I'm still waiting for Negan. I'm still waiting for that fire back, and I haven't seen it yet. But I did see hints of this happening. They try to warm us up, because I'm telling you, the Negan kills were crazy. They were very hard on our psyches when it comes to watching Walking Dead. We're not used to seeing us lose big time characters like that, and people like Glenn and stuff like that were in the first season, literally in the first episodes, and we lose them. But now they're like warming us up, testing the waters. They don't want to kill people like out of nowhere, but that's how it happened with Benjamin. It sucked, but they kind of alluded to that, and they kind of showed you that there was possibility that Richard could die too, because he got into a scuffle with Daryl, and he's been kind of suicidal. He's been on some martyr stuff. So we knew that it could happen, but we didn't see it coming. So if you guys thought anything different, comment, please share this, check us out, and I'm just gonna continue on with the subjects here. So next subject I have is the Conor versus Floyd Mayweather. Okay, if you haven't noticed, Floyd's been in the news. He's been in the UK. He's trying to get as much attention as possible. He's trying to get this thing going, and he wants to hear what everybody else has to say. It's funny because Conor has been very quiet. He hasn't said a word. Nothing about money, nothing about anything. He's taken a few pictures with some upcoming rising boxers, but that's it. Nothing too serious. So here he goes. Floyd Mayweather says this on Twitter. It says, there seems to be several rumors floating around in the media. A fight between myself and any other fighter. He said, there hasn't been any deals between a fight between myself and any other fighter. I am happily retired and enjoy life at this time. If any changes are to come, be sure that I will be the first one to let the world know. Although there has been several rumors circulating in the media, I like to set the record straight and state that there has been no deals made on the behalf in regards to the bout with any fighter at this time. He says, listen, Conor McGregor, if you really want to get this fight done, take care of your business with the UFC, then have people get in touch with my people. So some of that has been remixed. Some of it is that now that Floyd is actually not retired. He's saying he's coming out of retirement, and that is the only way that he'll be able to fight Conor McGregor. He's saying June is his date. Some of the rumors out there is that he's already signed an ink and whatever, that he already has the T-Mobile Arena. That I don't believe. That I believe to be alternative facts. That I believe to be fake news. And I don't believe that until Conor McGregor opens his mouth. Now, I do want to see the fight, but do I want to count it as the 50th fight? No, because I didn't count the Big Show versus Floyd Mayweather as a record type of fight. So this guy is 0-0 when it comes to fights. He has no type of record at all. But I do want to see the fight. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to move on to the next subject. As I said, let me know what you guys think. So in other news, we got Remy versus Nicki Minaj. Oh my Jesus. What are we doing with our lives here? Why? Why? Why do you keep making music, Nicki? I mean, at this point, if you're gonna be taking notes from Drake and you're gonna be trying to make music his style, that is very, very difficult. Now, at one point, I thought you was a sick artist. I thought you could rap like crazy, and I thought you had something special. But at the same time, you're wasting it now. Whatever you had before, you're wasting it, and you're not doing it. You're not using it. So you need to go call Safari, beep him, text him, fax him, email him, knock on his door, call his grandmother, talk to his brother, say something, because I'm telling you right now, if you don't call that man, if you don't contact that man, if you don't have Felicia down the block to go and hit him up and tell his cousin to hit her brother up and then hit his uncle up to contact him, you're not going to win this battle. It's probably going to suck for your career as well. And people are trying to undermine this, but you can get ethered real quick in an industry like this. You want to know why? Because there's other rappers out there now. Name, I don't know what, but female rappers that are coming out. I think her name is Black China or something like that. I've heard of Foxy Brown coming out. Yeah, and Remy Ma is definitely going to drop some more stuff. So, you know, what are you going to say? Like, when Young M.A. starts to come up, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, people that like that have really have skills and be consistent. They're not going to switch up their flow, switch up anything. And they don't have these kind of secrets you have only because you have been the biggest star. If you're not the biggest star, then it's kind of easier to hide your stuff. But if you are, then you have these issues. So that's my take on it. Remy dropped a freestyle called Another One. No one really liked that. I kind of liked it. I didn't think it was a good battle song, but I tell you this, if they drop a video to it, I bet you're going to dance to it. And I bet you're going to be like, you know what, Nicki, you're done. You know, people making fun of you. They doing videos off of you. You got like this problem with your ass, and you got all this like, you know, like wrong messed up surgeries going on, and people making fun of you on the internet. People see that, you know what I'm saying? Especially the younger generation. They see it fast. They see it without wanting to see it. And us, old school, is like, yo, where the bars at? So the problem is that if you're not going to rap, then we're going to have to give some other people a crown, and we're going to have to let them fight for it, and we're going to enjoy it, and it's not going to have you involved in it anymore. So check us out, as I said again. Like, comment, create some discussions here. I want to see some stuff about hip-hop. I want some things going on here about hip-hop, as I said, on my YouTube. And let's see what happens for the future. I'm not going to call out any promises yet, but I'm trying to see if we can create more hip-hop discussions on the channel. Going on in the boxing world, I want to allude to more things on the Triple G side. As I said, I don't only talk about Triple G and some of these guys, but they are the biggest names, and those are the ones I want to bring up because their fights are coming up soon. If you haven't seen my breakdown, go and check it out. That's a flashpoint. But BHop says that Triple G is going to lose versus Danny Jacobs. Now, if you don't know, Triple G has the record. He has the record for consecutive knockouts. He has the record for 17 title defenses as a middleweight division champion. And he also has, what else? I don't know, but he's got 33 knockouts. So, you know, those are records. You know, he has all the titles except for Billy Joe Saunders' title and the lineage title, which Canelo holds. So, if you don't know this by now, BHop has the what's it called? He has the record for 20 title defenses in the middleweight division with titles. Triple G is looking to eliminate that and put his name in there. Maybe tie it, maybe pass it. You know, so Bernard Hopkins is not too much of a fan of Triple G, even though he has to sit front and center when he's commentating on these fights when Triple G is boxing. And the last fight that he had versus Kell Brook, he was commentating and he didn't like Triple G's performance. But now he's saying that Danny Jacobs is going to knock him out or he's going to beat Triple G. Now, I would agree with him on this, and the only reason why I would agree with him on this is because Virgil Hunter is now on his side. He has his original trainer on his side. He has Andre Ward on his side. I'm sure BHop is sending him some secrets and how to beat him. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people calling Danny Jacobs on how to beat Triple G, but does that mean that he's gonna win? No. So that's the only thing I agree with, is that yes, he has the support. He has a lot of people behind him, and he's gonna be fighting in his home state, in his home city of New York, Brooklyn, all that good stuff. But does that mean that he's gonna win? No. And these are the things that people don't understand in boxing. Sometimes when you stall a fight, that can really change the boxer's emotions and it can mess them up. So Triple G might be doing that, and he might be learning that when it comes to Danny Jacobs. He's pissing him off, he's making him feel antsy, he's all over the place, and he doesn't know what to do. But when it comes to the fight, he's going to figure out how it's going to be against Triple G. Go and check my prediction out. I have both sides, how Danny Jacobs can win, how Triple G can win. But my take is this. BHop is just talking from the side. He's a great fighter. I even have a picture with him. Check out my Instagram. And he is a dope commentator. But at the same time, he's coming off a little biased. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Triple G loses to Jacobs? It's possible. Never know. But that's it. That's the end of my episode. And I just want to say like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. And let's keep boxing alive. Peace.